139 of Suplex City Limits for December 9th, 2017. Known by some as the man of 1,000 hoes, it's your boy, the King of Bong Style, Jim Vicious. And today I'm joined by my co-host on Pay-Per-View Take 2, former pro wrestling booker and savior of the episode, Jared. How are you, sir?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. You know, I got to step in here because that damn lazy Canadian won't get out of bed. He says he's sick, but we both know he's just too high.
You're the fifth Beatle in this instance.
God damn it, I'm not even good enough to be Ringo Starr.
But yeah, Tyler is sick. He can't get out of bed. He's like dying of something. So this is what we're doing. It's going to be a little stripped down version of the show. Not that kind of stripped down. Put your pants back on.
Damn it. I'm always ready to strip down.
We won't have any of the fancy production, but I think we're going to have a good time.
I could do sound effects and stuff, you know. I'll just bust in with, like, she's my cherry pie once in a while for no reason.
Suplex City Limits, available for listening where a fine podcasts are found. You can follow me on Twitter at the show Twitter, at Suplex City Limit. You can follow Jared.
At Jared Gebhardt. Just, you know, real bare bones there on Twitter. I don't really have a tag. I should have thought about that before I, you know, put my full name in my Twitter, but whatever.
Yeah, you could change it. I would change it.
What are they going to do? Send hate mail? Like, are your 11 listeners going to yell at me?
He's working heel today. If you like the show and like to support it, you can buy t-shirts at Pro Wrestling Tees, or you can support us by donating on Patreon. As little as $1 a month helps us out and get you a shout out on the show. Like our friends Casey, the Wrestling Soup Podcast, much love to Mish, Joey, and Draper over there. The Miz Cast, infamous Chris Savage, Kick-Ass Keith Martin, and Jumpin' Jeremy Foltz. This week on the Pod Smokin'est Wrestling Pod on the internet, the podcast of the Immortals, we're going to fucking wing it.
We're just going for it. This is, you know, fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Let's talk, start it off as we always do with a little bit of news.
Make it
news music. What do you want to talk about in the news this week? There's
how about the WWE, despite having record low ratings and terrible attendance, having the largest market cap they've ever had? The fuck? How does that work?
Oh, dude. And that's the people always think, you know, well, the attendance is down, they're going to change. Like, this is their best year ever. They're just phoning it in, so.
Yeah, Vince McMahon is worth $1.14 billion.
Yeah.
He is now a billionaire again.
Part of why they make it is of dudes like me who will buy fucking, you know, Randy Savage pop figures and Rick Rude t-shirts, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's...
Yeah, and... I think some of it also has to do with, like Meltzer was saying, just to, you know, steal his thing. Some of that is probably Vince McMahon bumping up his own stock because they're going up against, they're coming up to their negotiations with USA on whether or not they want to renew their contract. So if it looks like they're doing really, really well financially, it makes them better positioned to, you know, to go into negotiations.
And they're cutting costs. They don't, you know, no more pyro and, you know, which some people thought was, like, silly to be angry about. But, I mean, I feel like they're just pull out anything they can. You know, if they were a sandwich shop, they'd just be like, well, we're not going to give you napkins anymore.
Yeah, it's,
you know?
It's so weird that Kane's fire is just on the Titantron now.
Yeah.
It takes away from the old man already who is just a shell of what he used to be. Let's just give him an LED fire. God damn it, we can't afford real fire.
Exactly. I mean, like, a napkin isn't a necessity for my sandwich eating experience, but I'd like to have it. It would enhance the situation.
Yeah, it's part of the accoutrement, as they say. You know what it is, though? I think all of the pyro costs are going to Triple H's next WrestleMania entrance.
Yeah, so that'll have pyro.
Oh, yeah. It'll be, I guarantee he's going to just do something stupid. And I don't know, who do you think he's facing? Kurt Angle? The news right now is it's going to be Kurt Angle, and I'm like, ugh. No, thank you.
Tanahashi was injured in the tag league.
No. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. I don't know the extent of this, but he is off the rest of this, and the tag league tour ends in the 11th. So
yeah, it sounds like they're just trying to get him healthy enough to get to Wrestle Kingdom and drop the IWGP Intercontinental title, because his bicep's been tore for like a year, and it sounds like he has a torn meniscus in his knee.
Dude, has anyone worked like that long with that fucked of a shoulder? I mean, I'm sure plenty of people have, but not these days. I
No,
guess Japanese guys do.
yeah, just tape it. It's like when Sabu almost lost his arm in that barbed wire match with Terry Funk, and he just taped it closed.
Yeah, no shit, right?
It's just whatever. Tanahashi's like, look, I can wrestle one armed. Let's do this, and that's just.
How do you feel about? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
How do you feel about WWE having 3 205 live house shows?
Like, could there be a worse decision than this?
January 19th, 20th, and 21st will be 205 live house shows. One is in Rhode Island. They'll be in Lowell, Massachusetts, which is a very popular area for wrestling, and they'll also be in New York. So
Yeah, I guess
I just don't know.
those are kind of hardcore. Well, at least New York's a hardcore wrestling town, so it's not going to work though. It's just not.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be in much smaller places, obviously.
Obviously.
But it's just an experiment to see if they can do it. And I don't see it. I mean, if it came, if it was here, I'd probably go check it out because I like a lot of those guys. But if you're Joe WWE fan, or if your kid likes WWE, which that's a lot of their house show business, right? I mean, kids who like it and want to go see fucking, Roman Reigns or whatever.
I want to go see John Cena.
Who's the big draw on this show? Who's the biggest draw, would you say?
Where they're going to be, probably...
Enzo, I guess. I mean,
yep,
it's Enzo.
I was going to say Enzo, or I think isn't Swan from the New York area?
I thought Swan was from California, but
I could be wrong.
Nice is from that area.
Yeah, I think they have a lot of Northeast guys. But just like 205 itself, they just either need to do away with it or figure out a way to fix it because it's not working the way it is. And if it was me, I mean, you're already working with Evolve. Why not just put Gabe Sapolsky in charge of 205 Live and have it just be its own thing? Don't have him on Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, or if you do, I mean, do it right. The one issue, there's twofold to it. It's the stories on that show are awful, and even like compared to Raw and SmackDown, awful.
Yeah,
and then it's guys who can do crazy shit working big guy armbar matches.
Yeah, it's so weird. The thing that got the CWC over was the fact that it was just wrestling, and these guys went out and had great matches using their style, not the WWE style, and it was one of the highest rated things they've ever done on the network. It even made them go, hey, maybe we should turn this into a show, and they went, hey, everything that worked with the Cruiserweight Classic, let's not do that at all.
I feel like I'm one of the intended audience viewers for this, right? I'm a host of podcast. I watch fucking 15, 20 hours of wrestling a week, and I don't watch 205 Live because it sucks.
I don't either. And the thing is, that's who the market is, right? Like, the kids don't care. Like, unless one of these mass superstars takes off like Rey Mysterio, kids don't care. Kids don't want to they don't care about work rate. But the hardcore wrestling fan that you're trying to cater to, the 205 Live Cruiserweight division, we're all checked out because it's no good.
Their best bet for that right now for a mask guy is Grand Metalik.
I keep hearing about
over,
him.
kind of. On the last 205 tapings, the crowd was like super into him, and then when he lost to Kendrick, the crowd fucking booted. Not even like a usual, fuck this guy, but like a god damn it,
Yeah. Was it? They were in Staples Center, weren't they?
Not on Tuesday. On Tuesday, they were in San Diego.
That's right. Yeah, Monday Raw was in Los Angeles. That was a hot crowd.
That was
Monday.
A hot crowd.
Yeah, and it was like, and man, that fucking Matt Hardy and not to jump ahead here, but Matt Wyatt and Bray Wyatt segment was over as fuck. I thought for sure the crowd would just forgotten about the broken gimmick, but nope, not in Los Angeles.
Half of it was over, but we'll get into that. James Storm is taking independent bookings and is rumored to be going to WWE. I would be surprised if they brought him back kind of after how he did him last time, but
I guarantee he's coming back just to be a coach for the most part.
I mean, that's their fault for putting that guy on TV without having a contract,
Yeah.
I forget who they put him over. They put him over one of their guys, too, so.
Yeah, and the thing is, the reason he left the first time was they just wanted him to be an NXT coach. They wanted him not to be on TV anymore, and he's like, no, I'm going to go take more money to work with TNA. And he got offered more money, and TNA paid him a bunch of money, and now he's back. But, I mean, at this point, at his age, can you do anything? And in the number of injuries he's had, can you really do anything with him?
I think you could. I'm not even a big James Storm guy, but I think if you had him doing the cowboy hat, ass kicker, what's his tough luck for you? What's his thing? I don't know.
Yeah, sorry about your damn luck.
Right. He kicked ass and he came out drinking beer and I mean, if he's like a fucking Stone Cold Light, I could see that getting over face. He's old, but you
Yeah,
get a year or two out of him. Get him
I guess Robert Roode's 38.
Robert Roode. Yeah. I think James Storm's a guy you can bring in as a vet, put the belt on, and then have him put over your next big young guy as champ at some point.
Yeah, he'd be a good. You know what? You're right. I could just picture him with the United States title.
Or that, if you went to the main. I was thinking even NXT, if you just put the NXT championship on him and then have, Aleister Black or whoever, beat him for it at some point.
At his age, it's got to be tough to keep him in NXT long enough for a title run, though. God, that sucks.
I'm saying that's all you do.
Oh, you just want him stuck in NXT? Not a bad idea.
Stick him in NXT for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Man, that sucks what happened to McIntyre. It just sucks.
Yeah, right. Because he was being called up.
That's why they had him lose the title. He was about to go up and then tore his bicep. It's like, fuck. Just tape it like Tanahashi.
Yeah. There's talk of Sheamus retirement perhaps impending due to ongoing neck issues.
Yeah, that spinal stenosis, the same thing that took Edge's career.
Yeah.
And done in, I think it also did in Stone Cold. It's just...
Obviously... Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just, if anybody doesn't know what spinal stenosis is, it basically, your spine just starts to contract and get smaller and smaller in the neck, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Yeah.
Nothing. Like, they could put a metal rod in it, and that's what Edge is going to have done eventually, but...
Fuck that. Fuck that shit. Sheamus is a guy, obviously you don't want anyone to retire out of injury, but God, I just never... Even for half a second. Like, I like him now more than I ever did.
Dude, I bought all the Sheamus stock, like, really early on, and I've just been holding on to it, and it's finally paying off because people like him now, and I'm just like, guys, I've been on this island alone. I've been on Sheamus Island alone for a very long time. It was me and Sheamus's mom. I've always liked that guy.
He was just that WWE style, just to the fucking nth degree. He asked me for name a boring WWE wrestler. Like, Sheamus or Randy Orton, same difference.
Yeah, and he had that rocket strapped to him. He was going to be another world champion, and then he ran into Triple H at fucking WrestleMania and lost. And it wasn't even like a good match. Triple H just buried him, and I'm like, why? Why do you do this still? We get it. You're one of the best ever. You don't have to bury Sheamus. And now he goes out and just he's going to job. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah. I've run my course with Triple H, and he's one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah, I don't like him at all. I never did, and I don't understand it, but a lot of people like that guy. For me, his cuntiness is enough to not like him,
Yeah, well. And the fact that now it's like every year one of his buddies gets into the Hall of Fame just so they can all get up on the stage and too sweet at the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame's just basically become, what... Triple H's buddies get inducted, and it's all about him and the narrative he gets to write, despite the fact that the Clique nearly killed the WWF.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Hideo Itami, obviously we know he's incoming to 205 Live, which is funny because they only been showing the vignettes on 205 Live, so you're telling nobody that a guy is coming to the show, he's going to be the face of it, I guess. That's it sounds like they're going to put the belt on him, and that's going to be the way they go.
But you're talking about a guy who, at the time he was signed, was considered one of the best wrestlers in the world, and now does he even get brought up?
Oh, dude, he's had the worst fucking luck there. He keeps getting hurt, and he hasn't had a blowaway match, in my opinion. I think his best match was against Aries, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think him and Finn Balor had a good match, but yeah, he hasn't blown anybody away, and he just kept getting hurt. And
well, yeah, that one was bullshit. They put him in there with tagging against Moss and Sabatelli and let those green fuckers injure him. That was stupid.
Yep. And then I would have gone back to Noah if I was him. I wouldn't have stuck around. It's cursed with him right now.
It is. And you know how we are around here. We fucking love us some Japanese wrestlers, but to me, it's like this guy's he's one more injury or just away from that being it.
Yeah, and it's just, it's weird that what the WWE did to him, and it wasn't just injuries either. It was like he
Yeah.
never really adapted to that style down in NXT. Like you said, he never had a blow away match. I mean, look at how many times Nakamura blew the doors off the place, which I know some people don't think he did, but I thought he had a great feud with Samoa Joe, physical matches.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I think he had one blow-away match in the company, and that was his first one in with Zayn, which is one of the better matches, I think, out of WWE in quite a while.
see, I loved his last match against Samoa Joe, but that was wrestled more as a Japanese style, strong style, beat the fuck out of
Yeah.
each other match. So, and I was into that. I was into the storytelling at the leg and everything, and the submissions, and I was a big fan of it. But I could see why most people haven't thought Nakamura's lived up to the hype because he, quite frankly, and this is like as a huge Nakamura mark, he hasn't been great.
Mm-mm.
And he's had a few great moments, but he's always
Yeah.
been that guy, even in New Japan. If he was in there with a guy like middle of the card, he was never going to be more than a middle of the card match. But if you got him in there with someone who could match his skill level, he was going to go to that level. So he just wrestles to whatever talent's in there with him. So when you put him in with a Baron Corbin, it's going to be not that spectacular.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Opening up my fucking second cappuccino right now. Buy one, get one free giant cappuccinos? Fuck, I can't pass that up.
this segment brought to you by Starbucks.
This is brought to you by McDonald's.
Oh, there you
actually.
go. That's actually good coffee. Did you see Triple H beat Jinder Mahal in India?
I did not see that. That happened, huh?
A 30-minute match in which Triple H beat Jinder Mahal clean in the middle of the ring.
Oh, to what kind of reaction?
I'm reading the story here, and I guess the crowd actually cheered more for Triple H than they did Jinder Mahal.
Oh, well, go figure. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so crazy. But so, like, as white dudes, right? I look at other white dudes all the time as like, well, that guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they do the same thing when you push this guy as to be not only a heel, but like just a coward pussy, needs everything in the world? I mean, he's like the biggest pussy paper champion ever, right? So
Yeah, and then
why would they like him? They don't. I troll the fucking boards for Mark Tank all the time, and they're out. They hate Jinder Mahal.
yeah, and then Triple H post match called Jinder Mahal the greatest Indian wrestler in the history of wrestling, and Jinder Mahal literally bowed his head to Triple H. I'm like, what? What?
Did he kiss his ring?
It looks like it because he's shaking Triple H's hand, and his hand is basically in Triple H's hand. So yeah, he's kissing the ring.
He probably fucking kissed that Hall of Fame ring. Oh my god.
I'm going over tonight. But I'm the
Yeah, I mean-
hometown hero. I don't care. It's the biggest match in India's history. I'm going over.
I mean, he's as fucking Indian as I am, like Russian, German from Russia, right?
Yeah, he's from Canada.
He may be first generation born in North America, but I mean, I'm only third born in this country.
Yeah.
So I mean, to say he's Indian is like to say that I'm fucking German Russian.
At least the Great Khali was actually from India.
Oh, God. I mean, but who else is a good Indian wrestler, like from there or not? I can only think of like a couple. Those two and Sanjay Dutt.
Yeah, and he's from Detroit. I'm trying to think. Was Tiger Ali Singh actually from India, but they billed him from Saudi Arabia?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not going to Google it anywhere. I don't want my Google history to show that I looked up Tiger Ali Singh.
One zillion motherfuckers in that country. Not a single fucking good wrestler comes from it.
Yeah.
Maybe wait though. Wait until all those dudes from those alleyway wrestling videos. You
Yeah.
ever seen those?
Uh-uh.
Those skinny Indian kids who wrestle in alleyways. The flea market always covers them.
Oh, okay.
They come
yeah.
out and they wrestle on mattresses in this little alley. And they got like shitty fucking computer effects on their fucking entrances. It's amazing.
Oh, man, that's like one of the best shows on YouTube.
Yeah, I've been trying to push them lately because and nothing against, but they've been around forever and we're fans of it. But their Twitter followers are super low, and like so their views to me aren't where they should be. It's like if you like wrestling and you like this show, which obviously makes a lot of fun of wrestling, you got to check them out.
Yep. Speaking of
Good
checking
shit.
out a show, we are doing pay-per-view take 2 about the 1997 Starrcade, and I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, we're recording that fucker tomorrow. We're gonna be hanging out talking wrestling a bunch, dude.
Yeah, we are. My wife's gonna be like, "What? Another podcast? Do you not have anything else to waste your time?" And I'm like, "No, this is all I have." It's
And I guess you get you and the kids, but I mean, mostly this is.
yeah, fuck that. What do you want me to do? Read a book to my children? No.
What do you think about Don Callis and Scott D'Amore named as executive vice presidents of Impact Wrestling? First off, two vice presidents?
Yeah, how does that work? It's like having
I don't
two
know.
vice principals.
And I mean, I don't know. Don Callis is a smart guy. It sounds like he's going to be doing the books because he does have an MBA, right? I mean, so the dude is smart.
Yeah, I don't like him. I've never liked him. He annoys the fuck out of me. If this means he leaves New Japan's commentary team, I will be so happy. I do not
I
like that
don't.
guy at all.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think like his delivery is fine and everything, but like the little smarky shit he puts in there is what I don't like.
Yeah, it's like listening to Mark Madden. Mark Madden
Yeah.
would do that shit too. It was just,
Oh god, he's actually quite fucking Mark Madden, isn't he?
yeah. That whole, and then they always put themselves over and, oh, I'm really good friends with Kenny Omega. It's like, no, you're not. Shut up.
Yeah.
You are not. The Young
He's
Bucks
the
do
reason
not
that
hang out
match
with
is
him.
happening, though. He's the reason that Omega and Jericho are happening. He introduced them to one another. He kind of helped set that up.
I bet that has more to do with Gato being friends with Jericho than anything else. If
Yeah,
Gato the Booker there and Jericho used to be tag team partners, so I imagine that was quite easy.
yeah. Conan has parted ways with Crash Lucha.
That didn't take long.
Well, he was a third owner of Crash Lucha. He helped them out, and I guess the deal is that they were running Tijuana very poorly, and they weren't getting business, and he wanted to help them, so he bought in. But now there's all this shit where he's trying to make up with AAA because they want to do like everybody work together, basically.
Yeah.
Which is a great idea. If you can get AAA, Impact, and Noah like all really together, I mean that's something right there. But they didn't like that he was talking with AAA, and he's just got all this other shit. He's on Impact. He's got all this stuff going on, so
Yeah, he's a busy guy.
he is out. But he's also doing that the booking for Aero Lucha, which is
Oh, that's what I was thinking of, not Crash. I was thinking of that. I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
didn't you
no.
just sign with them a week ago?
No. Which I guess they're going to film some pilots and shop around. I don't know. I like Conan as a wrestler. I like him as a dude. I like him as a booker. I think he's fucking smart. I think he knows what he's doing. So
I've never liked him in ring, but then again, I never really got to see him at like his peak when he was in Mexico, when everyone says he was one of the best wrestlers in the world and he was a rock star. So, but
Yeah.
he's always seemed to be a good promo and an interesting guy. So, yeah, I'll say this: he'll do a good job with it. Whether or not they can find a TV station to pick him up, I don't know.
yeah, and if you are an indie wrestler, somebody fucking do that rolling clothesline that he did. No one fucking does that move.
Yeah, I don't know why no one does. That's a great move.
I love it, dude. I love that rolling clothesline. It's fucking awesome. But no less. I don't know. I don't think we got much else. Oh, okay, ex-WWE diva Candice Michelle has retired somewhere in some bingo hall or something.
I was at the House of Hardcore show, and
As I said, at some fucking bingo hall.
yeah, but did anybody care? Like, has she wrestled in the last 10 years? Or was she off
Yeah, I
doing
don't-
softcore porn again?
Yeah, was she worth a shit in the day? I don't think she was, right?
No, I don't think so. I think you know why she was champion. It's because she was willing to do the Playboy spread.
Yeah, I mean, if you're tuning into this show looking for women's wrestling, I mean, I'm sorry, it's not really the show for you.
No, and especially not Candice fucking Michelle, who's just
As of late, anyhow. I mean, if you got something good, like when they had Sasha and Bailey, that was awesome. That was our WWE match of that year. So.
Oh
if
yeah,
you-
was that the
if you
Iron
build
Woman
it-
match?
No, I don't think so. I think it was the one before that.
Oh yeah, both those were great though. How about then? Not to derail this part of it, but did you see what happened to Michael Elgin this week?
Yeah, I did.
Fucking,
Yeah, you want to talk about it?
he got torn down because apparently one of his trainees supposedly sexually assaulted a girl, and then Michael Elgin kept harassing the lady and just had all these harassing text messages that she screenshot and put on Twitter. And now he's been pulled from AAW. He's been pulled from a few ROH shows. Yeah, this dude's career is pretty much probably over. And
So unfortunate.
he's a good dude, like a big, not like a good person. I didn't mean that. I meant in ring. He was
Oh
fun
yeah,
to watch, you know.
he could have been fucking really big in Japan. Yeah, I mean he's pretty big over there now, but I mean like I don't know, it could have gotten fucking huge for that guy. But I am not too up on it because I don't really care about this kind of shit at this point. It's like, yeah, some dude did something or said something dumb. Like, I get it. But
Yeah.
why did this woman go to him? Why didn't she not go to the police? Why was it his job to deal with a rape case? I mean, he's just a promoter, dude.
Oh,
It's just that guy in his school.
he went to her to like intimidate her not to talk. And
Really?
like, yeah, he was basically
Okay.
saying he's
No,
going to get
all
her
right.
blackballed from the business. That's where
All
it kind
right.
of started, and then he was trying to fuck her at the same time. So, no,
It
Michael
also came out
Elgin.
in some of those texts that he doesn't like Cobb.
No, he called him like smelly and stuff, and I've seen so many people from my friends list who defend Cobb and say he's not, he's a great dude. He doesn't smell.
Wait, no, he didn't. I don't think he said he was smelly. I think the chick asked. She said, "What does he smell like? He looks like he would smell good." And he says, "I don't smell him. I don't.
Oh, yeah.
So that's. I don't think he called him smelly.
Yeah, because I saw something where it was like everyone was like defending how Jeff Cobb smells, and I'm like, what is going on right now?
I've met Jeff Cobb multiple times. He smells very good. He smells like detergent.
I actually just, I bring it in for a hug. I just take a deep whiff of that Hawaiian, that Hawaiian stank.
It just smells like fucking coconut
Yeah.
and lava rock.
The few times I've talked to, Jeff Cobb, he just seems like a really down to earth, good dude, and
Yeah, everyone says he's a nice guy.
and I really hope he gets to replace Michael Elgin in ROH in New Japan, and he just gets to blow up, and that's the way it sounds right
Yeah.
now. I mean, it
Yeah,
sounds like a
he's-
lot of places are using Jeff Cobb to replace Michael Elgin because he's a better version of Michael Elgin.
Ooh, and not Canadian. Did is he fucking ever been in the WWE system at all, Cobb? No,
He's done a couple tryouts for him.
they just don't take him. He's a fucking giant motherfucker. I mean, you definitely, to me, Lucha got it right. You got to put a mask on that guy or something. I mean, just him. I don't know. It's just him with that face. He looks like a happy guy. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you gotta wonder if it's like a situation where maybe he likes to smoke the devil's lettuce.
Yeah. We love that around here.
That could be. I mean, that's one of the reasons Matt Riddle hasn't done anything in New Japan or in WWE. And he got kicked out of MMA because he loves to smoke pot too much.
Yeah, Jack Evans, and Helico. Those are all dudes who they're just like, nah, I'm good. And I'm done. I mean, I can say I've been there where I've had opportunities to get better paying jobs and shit, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'd rather make less and enjoy and smoke weed and stuff. So.
Yeah. Oh, and just announced right here, Jeff Cobb just replaced Michael Elgin at the AEW show. Just announced on Twitter.
Fuck, you're not the only big ass hoss out there.
Son of a bitch. You know what? There's this conspiracy theory here. Jeff Cobb's the one that released all these text messages. No, that's my own fake theory here. Is that he's getting all these bookings and because he did this. He took Michael Elgin's spot, brother.
Here's an interesting thing I just noticed. Do you know who Adam Pearce is from WWE, former ROH guy?
Yeah.
He is going to be running the 205 live events.
There you go. That's a good. And maybe they're doing that just to give him a trial run to see what kind of booker he can be, or what kind of showrunner he can be.
Yeah,
Because
I mean that'd be something.
he's been big down in NXT, and then they moved him up to SmackDown. So I'm friends with him on Facebook, and yeah, he's a very down to earth, smart guy, and knows the ins and out of old school wrestling. I don't know how good he'd be at booking modern wrestling, but because he's very of the old school mindset. But maybe WWE needs more of that.
Yeah, maybe. Definitely. I mean, they need something. It sucks. But yeah, that's about all I've got in the news, unless you got something else.
One last thing. Hurricane Helms responded to Mia Khalifa's comment about wrestling. Did you see that tweet? She basically
I did not.
She shit on Ronda Rousey for going to wrestling, calling it an embarrassment. And the Hurricane said, I'm not going to get upset that a porn star doesn't respect pro wrestling. She's entitled to her opinion. Our bodies take a pounding, though. And, well, I guess so does hers.
Amazing.
So, yeah. Well, fuck that bitch. And but you know what? Right now, wrestling kind of is an embarrassment. She's not wrong.
And fuck Ronda Rousey, too, in WWE. It's so funny, too, right? That they have such a fetish for MMA at this point. Brock Lesnar, he's the champion. No one can beat him and all this shit. And then you want to bring in Rousey, and they've also got Sonya Deville, even though she's never actually fucking fought a match, a pro match. She fought a couple of amateur matches. Who else is that? Fucking Shayna Baszler.
Yeah. There's that.
Fuck.
There's the chick in Paige's stable. She's a former MMA fighter.
No, that's Sonya Deville. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I get. You know
She
what?
she only had like 3 amateur fights. That's it.
Okay, but Ronda Rousey's a huge get for the WWE. You're talking about someone who is one of the most popular pay-per-view main eventers in the history of UFC. So
One of the most popular pay-per-view draws of 2 years ago.
well, what do you? I mean, Brock Lesnar was a huge draw too. So it's like you got to do something to try to get people to cross over. And I'm willing to bet Ronda Rousey will get them a few new fans because they're
Oh,
still.
you'll get some fucking ESPN coverage, and I mean, well, they pay for ESPN coverage already, but no less.
Oh, she'll get it in
That shows
Sports
you-
Illustrated. She'll get them probably like on actual like news. But we'll see how she adapts. I mean, I could totally see her being. She's young enough, and she has enough. She's got a lot of bitchy heel charisma that she should succeed. She should.
Did you see the video for her website?
No.
She just came up with has like a new website, and I guess it's like where she's gonna do all of her shit. But it's like there's some gay, like punk song with a girl singing in the background, and she is the most charisma-less motherfucker on this thing. She's like,
Oh, really? Because
I mean, dude, it's like she sounded like Rocky, dude. She sounded like Rocky fucking Balboa.
oh, maybe Amanda Nunez killed her, killed her brain. But
She was gonna kill herself after that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
this chick's unstable, dude. Yeah, let me hire her on. Fuck.
well, I think she took the second fight, lost better than the first. That was the one where she said she was going to kill herself after she lost to Holly Holmes, excuse me. When she got kicked so hard in the goddamn face, it became a meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move it into the Suplex City Limits top 5, the top 5 matches of the week. I mean, we could have done the Suplex City Limits top 5.
There you go.
It's not. I did not have obviously Tyler's dying, so I have none of his input. I have some matches. I mean,
I was not, just to give you guys a heads up, I didn't find out I was doing the show till this morning when I volunteered to, so I don't have a top 5. I'm sorry.
oh, it's all good. I'll bust out the SCL top 5 for you. Brian Cage and Willie Mack, House of Hardcore. I thought that was an awesome match this last Saturday. I like the live events for House of Hardcore.
Yeah. And they're on Twitch, and I don't know, do you have to pay for them?
No, they're free.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I haven't had a chance to. There's just so much goddamn wrestling out there.
Yeah, exactly. It's cool as long as Austin Aries doesn't get in the ring and do like a 15-minute promo and completely lose the crowd.
Oh, god damn it.
Also have Shield versus The Bear from Raw. That was a pretty enjoyable match.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Ono and Gargano had a fantastic match in NXT this week.
Oh, yeah, I don't watch a lot. I don't watch NXT every week, but enough people were blowing that match that I had to tune in and I watched it, and I was like, you know what? This is a well-done match.
Dude, Gargano is like, he is throwing home badass matches with every motherfucker he has these matches with.
If he was 4 inches taller, he'd be the world champion. He'd be like on AJ's level of like respect.
Yeah, I think he's fucking great, that guy. I mean, good look. He's in crazy fucking shape, amazing matches.
And he's hilarious.
Just a baby face, too, you know?
Yeah. He's got that Ricky Steamboat look to him.
Yeah.
You just don't see him as a heel.
Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah. That's what it is,
Yeah. We had the Motor City Machine Guns and the Kingdom from Ring of Honor, which was a very fun tag match.
How is Alex Shelley still wrestling?
Dude, they're fucking still awesome too.
I know
that team is so to me is so underrated. I didn't even really know much about them until
I saw you tweet about the Motor City Machine Guns being one of the best tag teams in the world. And like, how the fuck are they still wrestling? Saban's had like 9 knee surgeries.
Dude, they're still good too. I mean, they're still like ripping it up. So, but yeah, I happened to catch across some old Impact event, and they were on it. And I was like, who the fuck are these guys? Because I never didn't watch Impact back in the day.
Oh, dude, they were so good in Impact. They were so damn good.
Yeah, they took on the Kingdom here, which I'm not so familiar with those dudes, and they seem okay, but it's a great place for them too because they have the Bucks to do matches with. They have Best Friends Forever, which is another fucking awesome work rate tag team.
What's crazy about them and the Bucks is I've seen them wrestle a few times. They just don't have good chemistry. I don't know what it is. I've never enjoyed their matches, and from what I've seen online, people have been like, "Wow, that was a disappointing match," and it could just be a situation where they're too similar. It's like the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks kind of need to work with somebody who isn't exactly like them. That's why I think they work so well with the Japanese style of wrestlers, more so than their ROH matches.
Yeah, they were even Bucks and oh my god, I'm fucking really baked out.
Were they the Young Wolves or something like that?
Oh, I don't know. I was thinking of with War Machine, I guess, but
oh yeah.
Like really good matches with those guys. But yeah, they had a match recently. I thought it was good, but Best Friends Forever is a fucking awesome tag team.
Yeah, it is.
And then I don't know if I want to. I think I'm gonna drop the 205 Live 4-way on Raw, which was really good.
It was really good.
I don't think I'll probably go for the Flip Gordon and Hangman Page match from ROH, which was also that guy is. I mean, he's like Flip Gordon's like the epitome of what old fans hate about wrestling now. But he is so insane. The flips that guy does, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and Hangman Page is like way better than you think he'd be.
Yeah, he definitely is.
I always just saw him as like, the sidekick to the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Or the sidekick to Cody, but motherfucker can wrestle. He's really good. So, but yeah, I haven't seen that match, but I imagine it was good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And this is all building up. Final Battle is coming up here, and I'm actually really stoked for that. Like, this is going to be a good month for wrestling, not including Clash of Champions, because that pay-per-view looks like dog shit to me.
Yeah, it's ugly. It's like right now WWE is just kind of like in a holding pattern before they get into their WrestleMania season.
It feels like an In Your House. This should be called In Your House.
Yeah, it should be called In Your House Clash of Champions 3.
So, move on from that.
Oh, they're talking about doing a In Your House in Australia next year.
I keep saying it's Global Warning, yeah?
Yeah,
that's what it's called?
Yeah, but the first Global Warning was an In Your House.
Oh, it was?
I think so. I could be wrong. No, I'm thinking of In Your House International Incident. My bad.
Yeah, this was like 2002 that they were there, I believe.
Oh, yeah, then they'd have been done with the In Your House gimmick. My bad.
And they sold like 58,000 tickets, I guess, allegedly.
They
so probably 40,000.
They think they can do the Melbourne. They think they can do that Melbourne soccer stadium at like 75,000. And I'll tell you what, nothing else going on in Australia, and wrestling right now is hot there.
Nothing else going on in Australia. Just takes a shit. Oh my god. Oh,
okay. In my defense, that comes from the Gary Hart book, where Gary Hart said they always popped huge houses in Australia because there's very little entertainment that goes to Australia. Outside Australian entertainment, very few things go there. So when he did a tour with Jim Barnett's group down there, they always had huge, massive houses. I wasn't trying to shit on Australia. I just meant they don't get a lot of outside acts.
We have Australian listeners listening right now.
And I don't want them to, knife me. That's why I'm walking this back. I've watched Crocodile Dundee. I know what kind of knives they got.
Yeah, dude, exactly. One other thing of the news kind of that I forgot, but you trying to take a shit on a whole country reminded me of the first women's wrestling match to ever take place in the United Arab Emirates happened on this to like a half full room of people on this tour. How was the India? Was it packed for that? Do you know?
Yeah, it looked like a near sellout.
Abu Dhabi's show was not a fucking sellout. Empty seats all over.
Yeah,
have you seen?
They did a huge stadium. I don't know if they ever thought they were going to fill that thing, but I think it's like the only stadium they could do. But that thing was like a 20,000 seat arena, I think.
Didn't look like it from what I saw.
From what I was reading, I thought Abu Dhabi they were doing a huge stadium, but I could be wrong.
Did you see what they were wearing for this match, though?
Yeah, they looked like full body suits.
Yeah, Sasha's wearing like a full body suit, so I go on Twitter as a white male, and of course I'm ready to fucking talk about social issues, man. No, but I tweeted out, great, but once they don't have to be covered head to toe, I'll call it progress. Well, this was a popular. It turned out to be quite a popular tweet. this week. But it was interesting. A listener of the show, I wish I had his name offhand. I apologize. He lives over there. He lives in the United Arab Emirates, and he fucking told me all kinds of interesting shit about that. Like, Pink goes there on tour, and other people come through, women entertainers, and they don't dress differently. They dress however they want to dress. And there are women in swimsuits at the beach, and he said, like, even as far as, how WWE wouldn't bring Darren Young all the time on purpose?
Huh.
He's like, Elton John just performed here.
That's crazy.
He's like, he's kind of like, to his view, he feels like WWE makes them look more backwards, which it does. To me, I was like, oh, what, they can't take women to wrestle there, they can't take gay guys to wrestle there. When in actuality, I don't believe that to actually be the case.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know enough about the region, but you got to assume they were told to dress them this way. Otherwise, why would they do it?
According to this person, he would said that there's nothing really in place there that would be like that.
Well, maybe it had something to do with the arena they were in and the guy who owns the arena. For this match to happen, they have to be dressed a certain way. I don't know. We don't have the ins and outs of it. It just seems odd that they would go out of their way to make them go head to toe unless they were told to.
Yeah, and I don't feel like we're in a position of power anymore to question other countries. Like in the past, maybe I'd be like, well, you guys, get your shit together. But then again, like, look where we are right now, and I'm just like, you guys, we can't say shit about anything to anybody. So that's a politics conversation.
Stay the fuck away from there.
That's what we do.
Yeah, but
that's not only what we do on this show. That's what you and I do in our friendship.
Yes. It's best not to talk about it.
We know we disagree, and we just don't even talk about it.
And
I like that.
You know what? That's life, man. You don't have to not like someone just because their politics are different than yours. If you two can find something in common that you like wrestling, then you can just all ignore all that bullshit, hang out, and have fun. But I found some notes on the India show. It was, according to this note, someone who was there, it was a near sellout. So they had close to 47,000 people there.
That's a lot.
And almost everyone there was wearing an AJ Styles shirt or a Roman Reigns shirt. And I guess AJ Styles was the most over guy. And unfortunately, AJ wasn't there. like they showed him on the screen, but I
hope that they fucking learn something from this. These cunts. I mean, they probably won't. They never do. But
yep. And Roman Reigns was the most over guy on the card. And he got the big crowd reaction, and Jinder was the most booed man of the night.
Grand, because if you listen to this show, because like listening to Mark Tank, those fuckers love Roman Reigns, dude.
Yeah, they do. Enzo,
they love him.
Enzo had a chant. It said, "Enzo is an asshole." It was a chant, and they chanted. Let me see it here. "Fuck you, Jinder." At one point, it was a very loud "Fuck you, Jinder" chant.
India?
Yep.
Holy shit! Wow, they say fuck. I like how I love how they haphazardly use the word fuck, like on should I read on Mark Tank? Like they don't understand. They know American obscenities, but they don't really understand how to use them properly. So it's good to see that they did it right there.
Yep. And Apollo Crews received absolutely no reception. I had to add that in because I'm like, wait, Apollo Crews still works there?
Is this a, like, he's horribly booked thing, or is this like he's a black thing? I don't know about racism in India.
I don't know either, but I'm just willing to bet it's because, he gets no reaction everywhere he goes.
He could be the only black dude, like, in the building at that time, too.
Yep. Balor and Wyatt, I guess Balor was super over as well, and he even did the big entrance for it. That match went to Finn beating him by the coup de grace, because, the demon can't lose.
Oh, he was the demon on this.
That's according to this. They said he came out with the full entrance and had the paint on.
I hate that shit. Huh. Well, there you go. Better than looking like fucking Das Wonder Kid, I guess. Are you ready to talk about WWE this week?
Yeah, I guess so. I tried to avoid it as much as I could.
Talk about WWE Raw, which was in Los Angeles at the Staples Center. What show did you think was... Well, this was a better show. You didn't
Yeah.
catch all the SmackDown, right?
No, I didn't catch any of SmackDown this week. I've been
I was
busy.
trying to throw you an easy pitch that you say, yeah, I didn't catch all of it. You're like,
Nah,
no, I didn't
fuck it. I'm not
fucking
gonna
see one bit
lie.
of it.
I'm not gonna lie to these fans. Not these amazing fans from Australia, the greatest country on earth.
If we're not lying, we're working around the truth, dude.
Oh no, actually, there was a lot to like about Raw, and I think a lot of it had to do with how good the Los Angeles crowd was.
Yeah, it was better than SmackDown in my opinion. It was a decent show for once. Like for once, I ended and I wasn't like
Yeah, there was a lot
I didn't
of
completely.
there was a lot of long matches. I think is one of the reasons there wasn't as much backstage schmoz, and there's a lot of good matches on this card, especially the Bar versus the Shield, which I could have swore was going to be the Shield winning the titles back.
Yeah,
I could
this
just
is really good.
I felt
Pretty
it
good.
coming, but and then the four way, and then the 205 Live four way was really good because they gave him time to actually do shit.
Yeah, 15 minutes to get out there and actually do stuff. Um, they kind of did this weird thing in the beginning with like, so Jordan attacked Reigns, but then later in the match he saves Reigns and Reigns like cheap shots him, which it's not real typical face booking, but okay.
Yeah, I like Jason Jordan more as a heel, and I'm starting to see him kind of doing that. So we'll see.
Dad, I just need one more shot, Dad.
Yep.
I just want to take on Roman Reigns one more time, Dad.
Yeah. And I think at one point he had like a headlock on, and he yelled, "Who's a daddy's boy now?" And like that got him a reaction, and I'm like, that's a heel thing. Like that's like a whiny, entitled heel thing to do. So maybe
They're working to that.
Yeah, and it'll work. This crowd wants to boo him. They do.
They're already booing him, though. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, to me, you can't go patting yourself on the back for turning a guy heel and the crowd hating him when they hated him from go as a face. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get to pat yourself on the back about that like they do. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
see, they hate him. This is great. Like, but you didn't do it right. We've hated him since the beginning. He got booed the first week when they're like, he's his son, and the crowd's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know?
You can't give them credit, but at the same time, them actually reacting to the crowd is nice. Like, it'd be nice if they did it more. And I don't think you're as big a fan, but I do like the Drifter. I'm liking him more and more every week.
Really?
Oh yeah. Even though I totally just dropped what his real name is, and I just called him Elias. There we go.
Yeah.
I'll edit that part out where I look like an asshole.
No, you won't.
No, I won't.
But Jason Jordan, I think, you know what he is? I think he's a fucking millennial. I think he's Vince's booking. Like, this is Vince's millennial character where he thinks he's going to get everything, right? Because on the show, he's like, I want this, and I want this, Daddy.
Yeah, his voice also doesn't match his look.
Ugh.
Like,
God,
it's the weirdest thing. It's like him and Apollo Crews and Brock Lesnar all have voices that don't match what they look
Yeah.
like.
In the ring, I don't mind Jordan, actually.
Oh, no,
I kind of like his suplexy fucking style, but
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of, like, Rick Steiner, Like a taller, more athletic Rick Steiner. But him and Roman had a really good match, I thought. They have good chemistry.
I just don't think he's a single star at all. He's a tag guy. He would have been best off in a tag team. I don't know.
They shouldn't have broke up American Alpha that fast. That was a good team, and they were getting over, and it just was a bad move.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like they had the idea of okay, well let's have him have a son, and then so that was the whole reason for it. It wasn't like I guess they still could have chose better. Gable would have been a million times better decision, but height.
It's so weird. It's just that whole booking of that was weird. It was like Vince is like, well, God damn it, we're gonna do a son storyline. Somebody come up with a plan for Kurt Angle's son, and everyone was just like, oh fuck, what do we do?
Yeah.
And and then he's like, what about Jason Jordan? God damn it, that guy's big. Well, Vince, he's not the same color as Kurt. He looks nothing like Kurt.
Well, yeah, but everyone freaked out online as if they had no idea how a mixed race fucking child is born. Look, he is black. Like they have no idea, or I don't understand. Like, yeah, he's like fucking half. He's half black. So like, why is this such a weird thing? He got a black mother.
That's true.
The
That's
fuck?
true.
I think does he have a black mom or a black dad? One of the two.
I have no clue.
I don't know. Either way.
I think he has a white mom and a black dad.
I mean, that would be. I would put my money on that if we were gonna bet.
We've got the office pool going. Who's?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this whole women's thing, it's like when it starts, I'm like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen here. When it's the, Paige with her people and Sasha with Bailey and Mickey, like, oh, where's this going to end up?
Yeah,
Um,
but at least
Cole
Paige is
put Paige
still.
over hard too.
Yeah, but at least Paige is good on the mic. I think she's
Mm,
a good heel. You and I have disagreed on this a few times, but I don't mind Paige.
yeah.
I think Ruby Riot's better
Uh,
in ring, but she's not better on the mic.
no,
God damn,
no.
they should have had Ruby Riot with Paige. That would have made more sense. With
And another tattooed girl.
yeah, Nikki Cross.
Or Nikki Cross.
That
Yeah,
would have been
that would have
fucking awesome.
been. They'd have been from 3 different countries. They'd have been all fucking, yeah, I'm with you. In this, though, of note, Paige gives Sasha this awful fucking power bomb off the top rope or off the middle rope. Just brutal. Bounces her head off the mat. It looked like shit, but no less. They all brawl, which it's like the same thing as SmackDown, really.
Yeah, it's
But
like
yeah, what else is on this that is, Oh, this Nia Jax Enzo thing, dude.
oh god.
Oh my god. Like, oh, he's really small and she's really big. You get it, pal?
Well, I think I got a great idea to get you over Nia. You're gonna go with the most annoying guy on the roster. That'll that'll help. That'll help get you over. The Rock said I got to position you better, so here you go.
I mean, 205 Live, it's like, here we go again, right? They did that whole thing with Alicia Fox forever on there. And it killed both those guys.
She's so bad.
It killed fucking Alexander for fucking, 9 months, and it killed Noam Dar as well.
Maybe this is how they get rid of Enzo. Like maybe this is how they're going to kill Enzo because they can't get rid of him because he sells too many shirts. But he's like the most hated guy in the entire business. So maybe this is their way of cooling him off. Put him with the
Yeah.
lady who gets no reaction that nobody cares about, and yeah, see what happens.
Noam Dar came in, moreover, than he was after that. He came in, and the only thing he had was how he fucking zipped his coat. And that was cooler than what they did with him in 9 fucking months.
The coolest thing they did with him was have him zip up his coat.
Well, he came in with that. He was already
Yeah.
doing the coat zip, so, fuck me, man.
Ugh.
I don't
Man.
think to be honest, I don't think he does the zip anymore, so he's actually not as good as he was when he came in.
What the fuck? Why does that happen? Like, why doesn't valets work anymore? Like, other than Lana with Rusev, which I don't even think she's doing that anymore. But
No, she's
like,
not.
yeah, they just don't work.
They tried to make her the focus. It was like a love thing, where she was with one and went to the
Yeah.
other one, and it was like, that's fucking stupid. Like, no one really, I don't know, maybe women, maybe some people, casual fans, like that kind of shit, but to me, isn't it the best idea you think of the WWE at this point? To just like double down on the people who actually like wrestling instead of trying to get all these other people who don't like it to watch it.
That's such a small fraction, though. Like Vince always says, wrestling fans are such a small fraction of the population that he's always looking for that Attitude Era, and the golden era of wrestling, that where he can get as many casual fans as he can. But I think TV is so fractured and there's so much going on. I think you're right. If you just focused on hardcore wrestling fans, you'd
Yeah.
probably do better, or maybe not better, but yeah, better. But I don't know how significantly better you'd do than you're doing right now. Everything's ratings are down. I mean, even the NFL's ratings are down. Everything's going down. Walking Dead's ratings are down. The only thing that's like surviving this is Game of Thrones.
Mm.
But that's
Never
about
seen
it.
it. I don't know. Yeah. We had that 205 Live match, which was great. I may swap that in with my top 5 later. Sorry. But that springboard Spanish fly from Mustafa Ali is just beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
God damn, it's beautiful. But they have Gulak steal the win, which, I understand you have to do for the story. One of Enzo's guys is in there now against Swan, but fuck, I would have really loved 15 minutes worth of Swan and Alexander.
Oh yeah, that'll be great.
We're not going to get it, though.
I know, but if they ever
Yeah.
do it, it would be great. Is what I meant. God damn it! Why don't they do it?
That whole thing with Elias and Braun and Kane, I thought for a second on the screen that Kane was going to have the voice box deal. Because his hand
Yeah.
was up on his neck. I was like, oh, come on. Not that, that would have been something. Nope.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with him.
Selling his throat from a week ago. Fuck
I
you.
I'm convinced, just like we said, putting anybody in a love interest cools them off. I'm convinced
Mm.
Vince uses Kane to kill everybody's push that he doesn't want to push. He did it after Chris Benoit won his first title. His immediately after WrestleMania 20, his new feud was with Kane. And then he
Yeah.
cooled off, and everyone's like, see, he can't carry. And then what they put Daniel Bryan with right after WrestleMania 30?
Yeah.
Kane. Now they don't want to push
Oh,
Strowman. They want to push Roman, so they're going to put Braun with Kane.
yeah. I mean, in this too, just to gauge how well over Roman is, backstage he's on screen, the crowd boos, it pans over to Ambrose and Rollins, the crowd cheers. So, yeah. And Dean doesn't have a cell phone because he's crazy. He's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Why? Why do this with him? Like, he's over enough. I don't get
Yeah.
it.
And the only other thing I really added to this would be Matt Hardy and Bray. I thought that was awesome, but you notice how the crowd was dead silent when Bray was on the screen, and then popped, and then dead silent.
Well, I think it's because Bray whispers. You know? And he's a heel. He's not supposed to get cheers or boos when he's cutting a promo like that. So I think he's getting the appropriate reaction for his character. But yeah, they've killed him a little bit. But now you got to wonder, are they using Woken Matt to try to rehabilitate Bray, or is Bray going to job to Woken Matt?
At this point, if this was after all the shit they've had him fucking lose, they're gonna finally use this to put him over. I mean, I don't know. I know fucking Hardy's old as shit and can't really work that great anymore, but dude, you've already had Wyatt lose to everybody. Fuck it at this point.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to try to rehabilitate him. And he's such
They've ruined that guy.
Yeah, he's such a company guy. He's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, and
They fucking ruined him. He's not gonna leave his fucking hot ass fucking side piece there to those savages. That's for sure.
oh yeah, and he makes a lot of money there too. So it's like, you know, I mean, it's like Brian Pillman once said. Well, I guess I'll be the highest paid jobber. It's like wins and losses
Yeah.
sometimes just don't matter to guys. And I think Bray's probably one of those guys, and it is what it is. And we fans wanted it so bad, and we didn't get it. But maybe we'll get it with Aleister Black.
I wish we could have got a little bit of subtlety on the build to it, but they just drop right into it. But that's fine. Hopefully they let Matt fucking go and let him do the shit and don't try to fuck it up. But you know they never do. They always fuck it up and they always get their hands in it.
Now, from what I heard, and this was, I actually read it a few places, and Meltzer was talking about it. He said that Vince actually loves broken Matt Hardy and trusts Matt because he's been in the business so long that for the most part there is no creative other than Matt.
Good. It's good.
So and it sounds like the WWE bought a bunch of drones, so you're going to see Vanguard 1 at WrestleMania.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Yeah, and they got right into it, right? I mean, when it was rumored that they were going to head over to WWE, everyone was like, "Oh, him and Wyatt, that'd be cool," you know. So we're getting right into what everybody wanted to see anyway. So
Yep, and it will be good. And that laugh was like the most over thing on the show.
it's fucking great.
And you know they're going to build this. I think. I bet they don't even see each other in the ring until Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, well, they might do some kind of in-person standoff or something. But yeah, if they build this that's going to be awesome, dude.
Yeah, and now let's see if the match delivers. I mean, Matt Hardy moves very poorly.
Wyatt's not great, so.
Yeah, Wyatt, he's a lot like my feelings on Nakamura. He goes to the level of the guy he's in the ring with. Because Wyatt's had some really good matches, but then he also has had some dog shit matches. So
I never thought he had a blowaway match.
Him and Dean had a lot of great matches. I thought that when they had that run with all those weapons matches, I thought those were all solid.
Yeah, that's a good point. We are in an abbreviated version of the show today. Let's move on. We're already running low on fucking time. SmackDown, dude. Still pushing this Zayn and Owens thing. Basically, the deal they set up that Owens is handcuffed to the ropes while Zayn takes on Randy Orton later in the show.
Oh. That's just the sound everyone makes now when they hear the name Randy Orton. Just, ugh.
Yeah. New Day take on English and Rusev. That was pretty good.
I like Aiden and Rusev a lot.
Aiden starts singing in the 12 Days of Rusev. Fucking great. Gets interrupted. But New Day, they're still doing the crazy pancake thing. So, like, they come out and dump this giant fucking pancake, slaps this kid in the face. It was amazing. But, yeah. Mojo's a heel now. I don't know if you've caught this. He's solo.
See,
turned on Ryder last week.
yeah, they have to pretend that the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal means something. So they start to push the guy who won it last year, who's done nothing with it for the entire year. They'll push him the few months before WrestleMania. They did the same thing with Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's to then go, well, look, Mojo Rawley, I mean, he became, I bet he'll become the United States champion before WrestleMania.
Yeah. There's this really poorly conceived backstage. It's Brian with all the women. It's a bunch of women. And they all want a shot at the belt. But, Brian says that they're not getting it. But they can be lumberjacks for the match. And everybody's somehow appeased by this.
God damn it, Jim. They're lumberjills.
Dude, that actually offends my gender fucking...
How dare
actually,
you?
I don't tell me how to identify as a lumberjack, because I'm a lumberjill.
Let's not get into that.
But yeah, so, and Sarah Logan, the former Crazy Mary Dobson, she is like a fucking brother fucker redneck. She's talking about eating wild. I bet they've never even killed their own game. I'm like, what the fuck are you? What is going on? Why is she a redneck, and why is she with these two chicks? So the redneck chick is with the tattooed up girl and the popular fucking blonde girl.
The fucking Riot Squad makes absolutely no goddamn sense.
It's the fucking worst.
I don't know.
Those chicks don't have anything. Like I said, really, when you think about that, the tattooed punk girl, the blonde fucking asshole bitch.
Nothing about them screams Riot.
And the redneck girl who hunts and traps and shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And
Justin Shaver Beaver.
I'm a huge Ruby Riot mark. I mean, I hired her to work for me a few times. She's awesome. Yeah. She's a great person. I was excited for her, but god damn it, this is not going to work because they put her with two people that it doesn't make sense at all. And the blonde, I can't even think of her name.
Mandy Rose.
Thank you. Is terrible at everything. She can't wrestle and she can't cut a promo.
She's good at looking good, pal.
Yeah, I guess. But it's like at least Ruby can wrestle and kind of talk. The other, terrible at names. The other one, the redneck, she can't cut a promo to save her life, but she's
Sarah
decent.
Logan.
Sarah Logan, she's decent in the ring.
Yeah, she is. It just doesn't make sense. I like Ruby Riott, dude. Like, I liked her on the Indies, like, you did an interview with her, right? Did you not?
I was going to. I was going to, but then she showed. Yeah, I ended up having to interview. I think I ended up interviewing Matt Cage instead because she got late to the arena.
Oh, okay. Well, regardless, I like her, man. She's good.
Yeah.
So, and like a lot of people are shit on her and whatever. Like I like her, man.
I don't know how she goes on social media. People are just viciously mean about her looks, and it's like, just fuck off, guys.
Half those guys, if not more than half of those guys, would come in their pants if a chick like that fucking put their hand on their fucking thigh.
Yeah, and we're not white knights, we're not one, but like just some of the stuff I've seen, and it's like, why would you say this to another human being?
Yeah, right. Exactly. And she's great in the ring too, so what the fuck? Like, what more do you want? You bitch about wanting fucking women who can actually wrestle and shit. And then you get it and like, oh, well, she's not a fucking 10 too. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yep.
But yeah, that whole fucking deal sucks.
They basically gave her gimmick, that Harley Quinn gimmick, to Alexa Bliss, which just sucks because I think it fits Ruby Riott better.
Yeah. Eventually, Owens gets cut off the fucking rope here. Orton fucking pins Zayn, gets the win. And they did a double team on Orton, and then Nakamura comes out for the save. So next week, is it next week or no, a clash? It's Nakamura and Orton taking on Zayn and Owens. If Zayn and Owens lose, they are fired from WWE. Not only, they can't go to Raw either, they're fired. Why would you put that stip? As a booker, come on. That stip is fucking stupid.
Unless they come back as like masked wrestlers like Dusty or Hogan.
They're not going to do that, dude.
No, I know.
So don't put that stip on. That's a stupid stip to do.
Yeah.
Maybe if like they're fucking fired from SmackDown, at least you think, well, I mean, they could lose and then they'll go to Raw. I mean, if you put that doesn't make sense to me at all.
Yeah, I don't get it. And
Nakamura and Orton as a tag team, this is not the first time they've tagged up. I don't get that either.
However, as a tag team, they are the youngest WWE heavyweight champion and the youngest IWGP heavyweight champion. That was an interesting stat I saw earlier. That's the only interesting thing about this team.
Oh, and what if Shane McMahon was the ref, bro? He
Why?
is the ref.
How
He's
did
the
they
ref.
take Shane McMahon, who I liked 2 years ago, and have made me go, why is he on TV all the fucking time?
He's the star of the show too, and he's the
Yeah.
star of the. He opens. I think someone had kept track. He's opened the last like fucking 6 weeks of the show or something.
And the look on Daniel Bryan's face at this point is this like that senior in high school with like summer vacation coming, and you can just see he's so checked out, he doesn't care.
People think that they're building towards him and Shane at SummerSlam, dude. I don't know. People think that.
Yeah, I've heard WrestleMania too, but I
Or
don't know.
that.
Do you think he'll stay around? Like, even if they let him wrestle, do you think he'll stick around, or do you think he wants to go actually have competitive, fun matches in New Japan?
Feel like he wants to, right? I mean, you feel like he definitely wants to get out there and like do cool shit, right? And have creativity and like work less. He doesn't want to go. I mean, he definitely doesn't want to go on the road full time. So
No.
maybe they'd offer him part time. But I always said, and I still say that the reason he's not there right now, probably, at least is partially due to they don't want to push him, and they know if he's there, the crowd is going to demand it and hijack the show if you don't do it. I mean, we saw what happened before.
He's
So
still
if
like,
he conveniently is injured and can't work, then it's perfect for them. So
exactly, and because then they can push whoever they want. It's like Daniel Bryan is the most over human being they've had in the last decade, and for some reason they just don't want to use him.
yeah,
They don't want to go with him.
and that's the thing, dude. To have your business, any business at all, in a position where you can be that fucking stubborn about shit, where you don't, if you look back in the history of wrestling and tell somebody like they're gonna have this guy who's crazy over, and they will refuse to use him just out of stubbornness.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. And then
To push Roman Reigns, a guy who nobody likes, everyone hates, to push him as a face for fucking 2 years or whatever the hell it's been.
yeah, Roman Reigns will eventually surpass Hogan's 8 consecutive WrestleMania main events. He's going to do it. His is going to be number 5, I think, this year, isn't it? Or 4?
Yeah, this year when he beats Lesnar after kicking out of the F5. Yeah.
I don't get it. I'll say I'm going to make a prediction right now, though. Nakamura wins the Royal Rumble.
Could
Yep. We were talking about him, so I figured I'd throw that in there. If any listener out there, write this down. I said he wins the Royal Rumble. If he doesn't, just throw that piece of paper away and don't bring it up.
be. Don't bring it up. Also, they somehow put Ziggles into the U.S. match. I think, I mean, obviously to take the pin, I imagine.
Yeah.
But it makes, I was trying to remember, because we cover it every week, but did they do anything to story-wise get Ziggler into this match? I don't think they did. I don't remember it happening. All of a sudden, it's like, boom, Ziggler's in the match.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I know that's kind of how it happened because Ziggler's been making fun of it on Twitter. Like, there was like
They
a tweet,
did it on Twitter. That's where they announced it in the middle of the week. Like, oh, by the way, Ziggler's in this match now.
but Ziggler had like a GIF where it was just like a guy like sliding in behind 2 other people, and he's like getting into that U.S. title picture. He's pretty funny on Twitter. He's another one that just doesn't give a fuck anymore.
I listened to him. He was on ENC Pod this week, and it was actually a pretty good listen. I don't like that guy at all, but hey, as a dude, he seems like a pretty decent dude.
Yeah, WWE, I think he's peaked at what he can do there. The question is, I don't know what he could do on the indies. Like, I don't see New Japan picking him up. And,
No, that's the thing we've always talked about. Like, what can he do? I mean, he could kill it on some indies in the U.S. for sure.
Definitely, but it's like, people are like, why does he leave WWE? It's like, you get offered basically $300,000 a year. Like, why leave? You know, it takes a guy like Cody Rhodes who actually believes he could go and do something on his name alone, and then he did, and now he makes more money doing less dates. But I mean, that doesn't work out for everybody. I mean, look at Wade Barrett. Have you heard from Wade Barrett?
Look at Wade Barrett, or Jack Swagger, or Ryback.
Yep, or Damian Sandow. Yeah, all these guys. Everyone's like,
Darren
oh,
Young.
Get out there, man. Go make a bunch of money. It's like, no. Not everybody's Cody Rhodes. As a matter of fact, Cody Rhodes may be like the only guy who can do it the way he's done it.
I think there's some other guys there that could definitely leave and do something, but yeah, you got to be the right fucking guy. Other thing, we're fucking so packed for time here.
You're good. We're good.
All right. Well, I don't know what else we had this week. NXT was pretty. NXT, as you don't usually watch this. I'll catch you up on what's going on.
I did see the Gargano match though.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they have since McIntyre's out, they have 4 singles matches. The winners will have a 4-way, and then the winner of that takes on Almas at TakeOver Philadelphia.
I like that. That's good
It's all
long-term
right.
booking. I like that. It's
Yeah.
almost like a tournament, but not quite. I did something similar.
I don't know that I feel like that I'm so into the like 4-way at the end, because they just do that a lot now, especially with the women and shit. It's always like 4 of them, but whatever. It's almost like a tournament. It's kind of cool.
It's like a way to break it up, and I did something similar when we debuted the No Limits title. We had 2 3-way matches, or 3 3-way matches, and then the winner of those went on to a triple threat, and then the winner of that got to face, and then we had like a side tournament going on as well. So we actually had like 2 things going on at once, where this guy won the tournament, and then this guy won like basically the triple threat tournament, and now they're facing off. So
It's cool.
You know, I like it. And who are the 4 guys?
The first match was Killian Dane and Trent Seven, which I expected to be really good, but wasn't. Dane went over him pretty quick. Not really anything. It was really surprising. Also, yeah, they said Ono had a mystery opponent, which was Gargano, because Velveteen Dream is injured. I hadn't heard that until
Damn
this.
it! I know he was just catching fire and then he got hurt, but I don't know what happened to him.
Fucking, I have no idea. Almas comes out for this celebration, and there is just this sweaty, chubby fucking Mark in a SummerSlam t-shirt, and he's screaming at Almas, and he's just covered in sweat, and oh my god, it made me laugh so hard.
Oh,
But
we enjoy a business that a lot of terrible people enjoy.
I was as I was taking notes, because Selena Vegas, whatever they're calling her, the former Thea Trinidad.
Yeah.
She's with him. Anyway, she's cutting the promo, and I'm taking the notes like, oh, cool, this is cool how they're smart enough to have her do the shit, not him. Nope. They give him the mic. He fucking does this awful. He can barely speak English. So they're forcing it down, same way they do with Nakamura and all this shit.
No, I don't get it. It's okay. It's okay to have a manager, guys.
If a guy can't talk, don't make him talk. I mean, they have that thing, too. It's like, if you can't make it within that exact template, then you didn't have it. They don't have it. This guy doesn't have it.
Well, let's face it, Goldberg never drew a dime, brother.
Yeah, right? Goldberg never said shit.
Yeah, you're next. Or who's next?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's pretty much it.
Over as fuck. Sold out the goddamn, whatever the hell, Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia Dome.
Had a match with Bongo McMichael at Starrcade 97.
Oh, that match is so bad.
But no less. Lars Sullivan, they have this interview with him, which not a good idea anyway. The giant freak guy. What?
Can I just say, who the fuck picks these names in NXT? Because they are all bad.
Yeah, for sure. But Lars Sullivan, to me, should be like an escaped from a laboratory fucking monster.
Yeah.
And he is sitting there talking to reporters. You know how they do these on NXT? They have like a bunch of people with cell phones hanging out.
Yeah.
And it's funny, and I noticed this week too, they're holding him out, microphone facing them. Like holding it up to his face, so they capture it with the microphone facing away.
God damn it.
Which is nice. But he's talking. I don't know if I've heard him talk before. He has a speech impediment, dude.
Oh, God.
Bad.
Oh.
He sounds like Cindy fucking Brady, this guy. Oh, my God. He's talking like, oh, my next match, and oh, God damn it. What are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, it's so weird that, like, maybe the most famous talker in the history of the business had a speech impediment, Daddy, but, like, no one else can do what Dusty did. Like, Jack...
Well, he had an impediment, if you will, but it didn't matter because he was amazing at it.
Yeah.
He was so good that an impediment did not fucking matter.
It almost, like, helped him, It was like, instead of a pub, maybe give him something, But then you have, like, Jack Swagger who can't talk because his tongue's too big for his goddamn mouth.
Jack Swagger.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like he's the only guy, man, It was funny, like, my chick was getting her hair done one time, and I was, like, sitting in the car, and she's like, I don't know, this girl has a speech impediment. I'm like, so did Dusty fucking Rhodes, man. Doesn't mean you can't cut your fucking hair. God damn it.
She's just trying to make that money, Daddy. Just let her cut your hair. Don't get the shit if she got a lisp. God damn, motherfucker.
Exactly. Cole taking on Black next week in this tournament thing. That's super interesting to me.
Yes.
How they're not going to beat Black. I mean, they're crazy if they fucking beat Black.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where I don't know who
It's
wins.
weird to beat Cole too.
Yeah, I feel like Adam Cole is less protected though, and he can actually suffer a loss. Where there's like a mystique to Aleister Black right now that if you had him lose to Cole, even if you know what's going to end up happening is Black loses thanks to Red Dragon, like they're going to interfere, and that'll just kill. To me, that kills the mystique of Aleister Black right now.
Oh, dude, they're crazy if they fucking beat him. I don't care how they do it. If you beat him, period, you're crazy.
Yes, and but I feel like Adam Cole can sustain a loss here.
What if Cole got a DQ? I mean, you want to move a guy on with a DQ? I'm just interested from a. I mean, the match should be great too, but the booking on it is like that's interesting.
Yeah, that's one of the few times going into a show where I don't know who the winner is going to be for sure.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, and then in 2 weeks, O'Reilly and Fish take on Sanity for the belts. So
that'll be great.
Should be. They had a Ruby Riott and Sonya Deville match they taped like fucking a couple weeks ago.
I was going to say, Jesus, is that from like 6 months ago?
From after the last NXT pay-per-view, from the first tapings after that. No Holds Barred for some reason. I don't understand why. I was really excited at first. I thought it was No Holds Barred, but it turns out it was No Holds Barred.
God damn it, Jim.
Not really as quite as good. But yeah. DeVille wins when Riott passes out on a draped over the rope. Rape.
It doesn't matter if these holes are barred or not, brother. I'm going in.
Draped over the rape triangle.
Oh, that's an indie gimmick right there. That's an indie gimmick.
Bate and Dunn for the UK Championship in 2 weeks. Fucking stoked. The last time they had a match, it was fantastic.
Yeah, close to match of the year.
For one of the best ones in WWE. Probably my favorite one. I really liked that.
Yeah, I'd have to think about it. AJ Brock is up there for me. AJ Cena's up there for me. Basically, what I'm saying is AJ's really good at wrestling.
Yeah, this just in, if you didn't know that.
Hey guys, hot take. AJ's good at this.
It's a real fucking hot take, man. It may be controversial. Don't bring that kind of controversy around.
Hey,
here.
I don't mean to sound like a smark or anything, but AJ Styles is pretty good at this wrestling thing. That's a hot take. I should have just done this entire thing as like Skip Bayless, just nothing but hot takes the whole time. Well, Jam.
Hot take.
Hot obvious takes, Well, Jam, I really think Bailey struggles on the mic. I don't care what anybody else says. I don't care. I know this is an unpopular opinion. That's one way you frame something is like something everybody agrees with, but you call it an unpopular opinion, so it seems like you're going out on a ledge.
Yeah, dude. They had this teaser for a debuting superstar, and it just says somebody in the shadows, and then it says soon, and the O's are spades. This is super funny, right? So the first thing everybody thought it was Spud because it looked like Spud's shadow, kind of,
Yeah, I saw Spud.
And then
it's not him.
Is it? No,
it's not him.
And then it turns out that people are like, oh, it's actually for Baszler. I love it. Everyone's like, oh, it's this dude. No, it's just this fucking butch, shitty wrestling MMA girl. Oh, cool. She looks like fucking Rocky Dennis from The Mask. This bitch, fucking.
Hot take. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. She's not that attractive.
It's hot take. I would not fuck Shayna Baszler.
I'm going to put that out there. I know it's controversial, and everyone's going to disagree with me.
Yeah, if you think fucking Ruby Riott's not attractive, good fucking luck with this. Shayna Baszler.
You can tell Vince McMahon's not hiring the divas anymore.
Yeah, well, exactly. But Ono Gargano, as we said, great match. I thought a hell of a job from, especially from Morrow, but also from Nigel on this.
Hey, hot take here, Jim. I don't care what anybody says. Morrow is very good as a commentator. I don't care. I know it's unpopular in the internet world, but he is very good.
It actually kind of is. Some people fucking hate that guy. A lot of people don't like him and don't like his commentary.
I thought he was like universally beloved.
No, some people don't like it. Some of the shit I don't like. Mamma Mia. I don't like that.
He overdoes Mamma Mia. He thinks that's his by God, but it's not.
Yeah.
If he cut that back, he'd be fine.
That's not your by God. You don't have a by God.
Yeah, just your alliteration is okay. That's your by God,
Yeah.
And boy, Nigel McGuinness is really good too, and they work really well together.
Does he still call someone's dick the peninsula below the border or something?
I don't know. I don't know that it's ever come up in the WWE.
He's talked about that. He's called it that before.
Okay.
mostly in MMA. Other than this, I mean, I did watch Impact, and I'm not getting to talk about it. I feel like it was for fucking naught. Like, did I just watch Impact without at least getting some run on the show? Goddamn.
Well, here, go ahead. Go ahead, talk about it, and I'll bounce back what I think happens, okay? Or what I think about it. I do know that Park is a thing, is a law firm.
It's a thing.
And
It is a thing. I called the number.
oh, really?
Yeah, they leave a number. I called it. You get a voicemail.
I'm honestly
critiqued
surprised.
Impact to the voicemail, so I don't know. Somewhere.
I'm honestly surprised TNA had the foresight to get that number. They didn't just put out like a random number.
Well, yeah, I dropped my chick off to work at like 5:45 this morning, so I came home and I'm eating an Egg McMuffin, watching Impact getting baked out, and I'm like, I'll call that number. I'll bite. And I was just like, yo, this is Jim Vicious from Suplex City Limits, and I just like fucking critiqued the show, so.
Yeah, all ego and Abyss, so should be pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
Abyss, I love Abyss. He's like the nicest dude I've ever met in the wrestling business. So I'm glad he
Yeah.
still is around. I don't like the Parks gimmick, but I think this has potential, especially if you're putting him mostly as like, you can use all ego in this scenario here to kind of.
I know it was back in the day and shit that they wanted to bring him in as Abyss, but God, I would still like fucking just even a one-off Abyss match or like a little one run of Abyss.
Yeah, and
Abyss and Wyatt or something like that, dude. Like that would be.
he's still. I talked to him. He has no regrets for not going to the WWE.
No, I know he doesn't.
He was like, they wanted me to come in and take on Taker at WrestleMania, but like he realized that that's all they wanted him for. And
We'll see when his contract comes up because there's a lot of fuckers leaving when their contracts are done here. Lashley's almost up. There's no way they're re-signing him. There's no way they may re-sign Edwards, but I doubt that even.
I would bet money that he can't pass a physical.
Yeah?
His knee and hip is worse than Matt Hardy's.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of his stuff's just hardcore now. Because you don't have to do as much. You don't have to do nearly as much. So,
Yeah.
But he's a great dude, and I enjoyed every second I got to spend with that guy. And and I'm happy that he's getting to do something here with a young guy like All Ego Ethan Page.
Yeah.
What are they calling him?
I don't even know what they're calling him.
Something Parks.
Yeah, something Parks. Opening match, I thought the best match on the show was the first one. Caleb Conley
It usually is for TNA.
defeats Ishimori, who I like me some Ishimori.
He's fucking talented.
He's
and so is
talented.
Caleb Conley. But that's like when I do watch TNA, which isn't often, but they always lead with a great match, and then the rest of the show just goes.
Trevor Lee and Conley beat him down afterward. Desmond Xavier comes in for the save, so
Yeah, not a fan of
I
Trevor
like
Lee.
him too. No, I like Desmond Xavier though.
Haven't seen enough of him.
Yeah, they have a women's three-way, which
they
have
did.
like they have this. They're calling it a tournament, but really it was just 2 3-ways, and the winners face off and the winner gets the belt. But this was Sienna, Rosemary, and Allie, and it was pretty fucking shitty.
Hot take here, Jim. That's not a tournament. That's not a tournament. Contrary to what the internet's saying, that's not a tournament.
Yeah, Sienna is, from what I gather here, I don't know, I don't have a lot of history with it. I kind of casually watch Impact. I didn't think she was good. I didn't think the Alley girl was good. Rosemary, I do like. She was with the Red Wedding, which is her finish, which I was really baked and on 4 hours of sleep, but it looked to me like a F5-ish
Yeah,
sort of move.
she's very good.
Yeah, she is good. Ohio versus Everything, which I do like. They cut a heel promo on Canada. And TDT, I did not catch what TDT stands for, but they are these French-Canadian dudes who look like cast members of some kind of gay hipster porno. They've got like beards, plaid shirts, suspenders. It's very weird. Yeah. But Ohio versus Everything beats them down. Then LAX comes out and they fucking beat them down.
Why is it not Ohio versus everyone? Doesn't that make more sense than everything?
They're against everything, dude. They're against.
They are not against that. Are they against puppies?
No, against it.
What?
Yeah, versus we're against.
Oh yeah. What about blowjobs from a hot chick?
Yeah, that's good for no.
Nobody's
each other. We're against that even.
God damn it!
Conan goes to hit Callahan with the kendo stick. Are you like me as an old school fan? Do you find yourself wanting to say Singapore Cane?
I do.
To me, that's what I see. I'd say Kendo because that's what we say these days, but
Yeah, Vince stole that, but that's a Singapore King, goddammit.
yeah.
And Sammy Callahan's fun. He's everywhere.
He misses and hits the top rope. Part of it shatters and hurls into the crowd, dude.
Oh,
Like
that's
that
always...
was like could have stabbed into some fucking Mark's chest.
God, that scares the shit out of me as a promoter. When the weapons come out, you're like, well, I really hope a fan doesn't get hit.
Oh, how about that one show where they were gonna fucking shut you guys? That cop was like ready to fucking shut you guys down. It was like,
Yeah.
well, the motherfuckers are outside of the ring, like broken glass everywhere and
Yeah,
shit, walking around barefoot, bleeding out of the feet.
The Hooligans versus the Viking War Party.
Yeah, no, not a good idea. Why did you guys let them go fucking
dude,
berserk like
that
that?
was fucking awesome. I don't care.
It was awesome.
I booked it because I knew that's the type of match they had. And I didn't care that we got banned from the hardwood after that, but because it was worth it.
I thought it was one of my favorite things that happened during your era of that company.
Oh, I think that too. That was fucking amazing. Then there was one time Bull Bronson put a trash can on Stephen King's head in a death match, and the trash can went flying into the crowd and hit my 90-year-old grandma. It like grazed her shoulder, and I was like, "Oh my god, they killed my grandma!"
Just another day in the wrestling business.
Oh
huh?
yeah.
Matt Sydal and EC3 Grand Championship. This is the dumbest thing in wrestling, this Grand Championship, in my opinion. What do you think of that
It
thing?
really is. It's terrible.
Sucks fucking dick,
At
right?
first, I was like, "This is neat. It's something new," but it's not good.
If you think it's stupid on your base, let me tell you about it. This match. First, of course, coming out of 2, they're tied. Like every one of them. Anyway, we go into the third, and they run out of time. Goes to the judges. First one, 10-9, fucking Sydal. Second one, 10-9 for fucking EC3. The third judge is Falaba. Do you know this guy?
No.
Oh, I need a drink. Sorry.
That's okay.
He's like this fucking. He's like Yokozuna. He really is.
Okay.
He's a fat fuck in the same gear with the same hair and the same beard who does the same finish. He's the same thing. Anyway, he judges it. Get this, 10-10.
Jam, hot take. Hot take. This is not a good title. I don't care
Hot
what everybody
take.
says. I don't care what
Hot
everybody
take.
says.
A 10-10 is impossible in every form of combat sport that is judged in the entire history of fucking mankind.
What are you talking about? Every UFC event has a 10-10 tie at least once,
It's 10 and 9 or less in boxing, in fucking everything. God damn it. It just pissed me off because I hated coming in, and I hate that they end with that. Like, are you fucking serious? And why is Falaba? He wrestles there, mind you. Why is he a fucking judge? This is stupid. They have just like some Japanese guy who he probably is like an engineer on the show, or he probably helps set up the ring. Oh no, the fans set up the ring. He must have some job at the company, but they send him out there in a suit to like, oh, he's Japanese. He can go out there and fucking judge these things. That sucked.
Because TNA, that's why.
Yeah, James Storm and Moose took on Bobby Lashley and Dan Lambert. You're not mishearing me. Dan Lambert was in a tag match from American Top Team. Have you been following this at all?
No. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he's like the coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't get involved. He escapes fucking violence the whole time.
And
At the end, he tags himself in and steals the pin, pinning fucking James Storm.
He has the charisma of a guy with who has horrible diarrhea at a truck stop. He's terrible.
I like him. Dan Lambert?
Yeah.
I thought he cut a really good promo at their last pay-per-view, whatever the fuck that was.
Bound for Glory? I didn't watch
I thought he had
so.
a pretty good promo.
Okay, well, the few times I've seen him, he seems like your Uncle Dave. Like everyone's got an Uncle Dave. He just reminded me of your Uncle Dave,
Uncle Dave, like, who shows up, like, drunk and gets too drunk and gets kicked
Yep,
out.
exactly. And, says inappropriate things to the kind of underage niece. And
The girls, yeah. Oh, your tits are really starting to fill out, huh?
Yeah.
God damn it, Uncle Dave.
And, he voted for Trump, and you're not a fan of him, but he's your mom's brother, so you gotta pretend you respect him, and he loves fishing, he's just a big fisher, because he loves to sit on a boat and drink beer and say racist stuff, and there's no black people on boats.
He teaches the adolescent males how to properly finger blast and shit.
Exactly. He gets too many drinks at him and demands that he gets to shoot off the fireworks, but he always gets hurt.
So you put your fingers in there, and then you make like you're motioning towards her, in and up, dude, in and up.
Yeah, like Spider-Man shooting webs. You know. What Spider-Man
Exactly.
is? Where did this go? Where are we?
In and up is great advice to any fucking pussy amateur. In case you
Life
are one out
advice.
there listening
Hot
to this
take,
show.
Jim. Hot take.
Hot take, a lot of wrestling fans are virgins.
Yep. Hot take. Anyways,
Jesus
back to
Christ.
Impact. We got to wrap this up here soon.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
And, yeah, next week is Rosemary and Laurel Van Ness for the belt. They had Mundo and Adonis taking on, what was Adonis and the other shithead, Eli Drake, taking on Mundo and Pete Williams. Pete Williams comes out to the Canadian National Anthem. That's stupid.
Yes, it is.
I watched Ring of Honor, but fuck it, we're running out of time, so we're not going to do that.
I was hoping you'd do Mark Tank. I love Mark Tank. I think we got time for it. If you have it ready.
I mean, I have a couple. How about I throw a couple at
Let's
you?
do it.
Mark Tank without the intro is just...
Mark is a guy who would spend his last dime, I don't know,
Bum,
$5.
bum, 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 bum,
Yeah.
bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
What's your fucking marks? There, that's your Mark Tank intro.
That's good. This is kind of all over the place on various subjects, but there's some good ones this week.
Lots of hot takes.
Nash.
Lots of hot takes.
Hot take incoming. Get the hot take warning coming up here. Ratnish Rye says, LOL Samoa Joe Lusar, all-time attack, supper, start backside. I like Roman Reigns, believe that.
The fuck just happened? Did you have a stroke midway through reading that? Like,
Yeah, Samoa Joe Lusar, all-time attack, supper, start backside. ... I like Roman Reigns, believe that.
I think that English is that guy's third language. Like, he knows Punjabi, and then another language, and then English.
As Jack Moses, Samoa is a perpetual loser. A frustrating guy trying to make himself popular, always attacking from behind. You are a failure.
Wow, hot take. The entire island of Samoa are losers.
This is a really good week for Mark Tank. You picked a good week to be here. Prof. Thick Bag. His last name is Bag. He says, oh shit. Suamjo, it's one word. Suamjo Cheetar. I don't lick this. I lave Roman.
Hot take. He licks Roman. That's a scandal. Like, Roman Reigns I think he's a married man out here getting licked by that guy.
And Neil Kumar Unraji says, Roman J.I., this team is awesome. I like it, your team shield, so please no broken this time.
Does he not like the broken gimmick?
I think he doesn't want them to break up. I think
No, I
that's
got it. Yeah. It's son of a bitch. Where do you find these? Twitter?
Facebook mostly.
Ah.
Let's see. All right. Eddie Kim, WWE sucks. Randy act like John Cena, and a Japanese guy act like Booker T.
How does Nakamura act like Booker T? Hot take. I gotta get out of the mix for this one. What does he do? Like, does he think that the dropping down off the rope is like the spinner Rooney? Like,
I don't get it.
That one baffles me more than like the broken, like super broken English ones did. Like that one just, I'm befuddled.
Jam Zahir Jam, his first name the same as the last name. Mojo is a Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner. He's a good wrestler as well. When he teamed up with Ryder, only Mojo fights better, not Ryder. Zack Ryder not helping him as Mojo Rawley wants.
What? That's like, I know all of that made sense, but it still somehow didn't. Like, it was coherent, yet it made no sense.
Yeah.
Mojo Rawley, hot take there, Jim. Mojo Rawley is a pretty good wrestler.
Yeah. Let's see. This is great. Sandy Parker Kessor is talking about Roman Reigns. He don't, according to the locker room scandal. He's talking about how he doesn't like Ambrose and Seth Rollins. I know what's going to happen before it's on TV. He and Dean going to break up Shield. He don't like Ambrose.
All right. Wait,
Yeah, they don't like each other.
I thought Roman and Dean liked each other. Like they're always like riding together. That's weird.
I don't know. And the last one I got for you this week, Harshwardhan Sharma. The
Hell of a
Shield is
name.
best. Yeah. Hell of a name, pal.
He must work at NXT.
We sign this guy? Get him signed. The Shield is best. Roman most powerful. Seth Rollins most talented wrestler. And Dean Ambrose a lunatic fridge.
Lunatic fridge.
Lunatic fridge. I'm a fridge. I'm a fridge. I'm a fridge.
That is amazing. But I do like that. Like Roman's strong. God damn, Seth Rollins can wrestle. Dean's a crazy fridge.
Well, it's a hell of a gimmick.
Yeah.
He's a lunatic fridge.
God damn it, pal. We can wheel him down. Inside a fridge. He'll come out. He'll come jumping out of the fridge. Only he'll be dressed as a fridge. Love it.
So before we get out real quick, just gotta do some shit. Shout out to the Federation. Tyler, hit him up at the Federation. Tell him to feel better. He'll be
Fuck
back
him.
next week. He's done from the show. I've got a new co-host. Welcome, Jared. No.
I killed that Canadian son of a bitch. It was me, Tyler. I made you sick.
If you're looking for more wrestling podcasts, we have to shout out the Federation. Check that out. Tyler and his brother. Go back and watch all kinds of old pay-per-views. The Strap
name.
podcast.
The Federation
Rest-
is just a great name for a podcast. Sorry, derail you.
No, good. The Strap, our friends over there. Wrestling Soup, Shooting the Shiznit, the Sat Pod. Those are all great wrestling podcasts and worth your time.
The Strap podcast. Do not look for. Do not be confused by its other one. There's one called the Strap On podcast. Don't do what I did and download the wrong one, guys.
Yeah, totally different show.
I spent like 7 episodes before I realized this had nothing to do with wrestling. I was so confused.
Wait, this has nothing to do with wrestling. So you can also get a shout out on the show by retweeting our pinned episode at Suplex City Limit on Twitter, helping spread the word. So shout outs to Spanish Announce Pod, Steve Burnside, B Schwing 22, Kick-Ass Keith Martin, Johnny Utah, Viva La JD. He's from Australia. He's gonna have something to say to you. Caleb Morganfield.
Is he from the great country of Australia?
He is from the great country of Australia.
Oh, it's so good there. I've heard it's amazing. I want to go there one day. You know, I feel like Australia is like another planet, though. Like everyone, they have like crazy animals that will kill anything and everyone, and you have to get like an entire day just to get there. Like, I don't think. You know what? I'm gonna put this out there. Hot take, Jim. Australia doesn't actually exist.
It's not. If you go on the flat Earth to try to get there, you'd fall off before you got to Australia.
Yep. It's fake. It's fake news.
Caleb Morganfield, check out his band Red Shores, the Cinnabud Podcast, Geeks, Marks, Nerds, Counter Worlds, Tremaine Lastly, of course you. Yeah, you're on here. Thanks, buddy.
Yay!
He's so divine, Mr. Lance Levine from Shooting the Shiznit Podcast. I'm Going to Jackson, Well Kept and Unclean Podcast, Christian and Damon, Jeremy Foltz, AC Patty, Chris Savage, EMZT Productions, Arturo Hernandez, Mikey C. Redfeld, Could Have Happened, Jay Orduna, and Dustin Gangle. Last but not least, thank you guys very much for helping us out and supporting the show.
Bunch of fucking marks.
Yeah, Jesus. I think that's it. I don't know when this will come out. Hopefully soon. And when is the pay-per-view take two? When are we dropping that?
I believe Monday.
Oh, is that the anniversary of the thing, or that's when we're going to drop it?
Yeah, either this Monday or next Monday. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. We're recording tomorrow, but more importantly, Jim, we're out of time.
We've got to go. Get all the dick and pussy you want. You know? Be excellent to one another. Bye.